What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. And the U.S. economy is really struggling here, as are a lot of other countries around the world. And take a look at this. Bloomberg economists see a 100% chance of a recession within a year here, as things are getting worse and worse here. And key indicators put the chance of recession at 100% here, as the global economy shrank 1.6% in the first quarter, 0.6% in the second quarter, and inflation is at 8.2% here in the US in the last 12 months. Many top economists, such as Harvard's Larry Summers, says the economy is likely to enter a recession this year or next. A lot of people think we're already in a recession, thanks to the large interest rates increases from the Federal Reserve. Larry Summers notes that at any time in the past 60 years, when inflation exceeded 4%, or double that, we're at 8.2%. The Social Security raise that was just announced is at 8.7%. So anytime inflation exceeded 4%, which we're well over that, and unemployment was under 5%, a recession followed within 2 years. So anytime that happened in the past 60 years, a recession happened every single time. So yeah, that's just kind of the stats here. And it's not just top economists who are worried about the possibility of recession. A total of 69% of Americans feel the same way, according to a recent survey by Bankrate.com. And 41% of Americans say they are unprepared to handle such an event. A new Bloomberg economics model projects a 100% probability of recession in the next 12 months. 100% probability. Yikes. Yeah, could a market blowout like what's happening in the UK happen in the US? Remember that in the United Kingdom right now, their inflation is at 10.1%, which is actually about 25% higher than our 8.2%. I know that everybody thinks like 8.2% is the highest, it feels like it's out of this world. But 10.1% is actually about 25% higher. And it's so bad in the United Kingdom that the UK just lost their second prime minister in 45 days. So she resigned, Liz Truss, and it's just like, it's unbelievable what's happening here around the world. Yeah. And the question is, could this happen here in the US, or it's already happening here in the US? Will it get worse? And we're already starting to see the signs of some of this stuff, right? I mean, look at what's already happening here in the US. Mortgage demand, people buying homes, drops to a 25-year low as interest rates climb. US mortgage rates reach a 20-year high, making the cost of home payments 20-year higher. Now, the cost of homes have gone down dramatically because of this. So it is kind of a little bit of a wash there, but people don't want to sell their homes anymore, because if they do and they go to buy a different home, their mortgage interest rate is going to be double or more than what they paid before. And credit card interest rates reach all-time highs. The average credit card interest rate reaches 18.8% here. This was actually as of like a week or so ago. In fact, by the way, I looked it up here, there's no legal limits on credit card interest rates. They can charge whatever they want, so you got to be careful what credit cards you use and who you use. In fact, I looked it up here to see what is the highest credit card interest rate currently. Do you have a guess before I tell you? Go ahead and put it in the comments section right now if you have a guess on what the highest credit card interest rate is that they currently have out here right now. I'll give you a second to write your answer here in the comments section. And keep in mind that the Fed, who has already raised interest rates, I think it's 6 times this year already, is going to be raising interest rates again in November, not that far away. So they're going to be raising interest rates again, which directly means that credit card interest rates are going to go up again. Mortgage interest rates are going to go up again. Car loan interest rates, whether you're buying a new car or a used car, are going to be going up again. Any type of loan, unless you're already fixed into like a home and you already have a fixed loan, anything that's variable or any new loan is going to be going up. So things are going to be getting worse. And this is also bringing the economy down as things get more and more expensive. And think about how many people have credit card debt. Hundreds of millions of people. Yeah, and this is only going to get worse. And they're going to be raising interest rates probably next year even. And a lot of people are starting to say the Fed has done enough. They've already raised interest rates. They need to stop. In fact, I'll show you here in a second. But what is the highest credit card interest rate? The current highest credit card interest rate is 36%. 36%. That's on the First Premier Bank credit card. The next highest credit card interest rate seems to be 34.99, which is 35% basically, charged by the Total Visa card and the First Access Visa card. 35 to 36%. Yikes. So just to give you an idea here, for basic, simple math, so you can kind of understand this. If you're paying, remember the average here is almost 19% here for credit cards. So if it's 20%, we'll just round to 20%. That means that every 5 years, because it's 20% every year, it's annual percentage rate, 20%. 20% every year, 20%. Then after 2 years, it's 40%. So that means after 2.5 years, you've paid 50% interest. That means if you have $10,000 in credit card debt, that means you paid $5,000 in interest. You paid 50% interest. So that means when you go to the store and you pay $100 for groceries, if you pay it on credit card and you only pay the minimum payment, you're actually paying $150 for that groceries. This is why credit cards are so bad if you're not using them correctly, which really the only correct way to use a credit card is to pay them off in full every month and get the rewards. Okay, this is why credit cards are so bad. So if you go to a financial counselor or a debt advice counselor, they'll tell you stop using your credit cards immediately and just go to a cash system or have a credit card and pay it off every month and get rewards from it. Just if you set it to pay off every month or pay it in full every month and you get cash back from it, that's really great because they'll actually give you cash back and you get paid to use your credit card. But if your interest rate is 20%, every year you're paying 20% of the balance in interest. So if your balance is, and we'll just take 10,000 just for a nice round number so you can visualize it. That means every year you're paying $2,000 a year in interest. So 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 every year. So that means after 5 years, you've paid $10,000 in interest and you still owe the $10,000 in your balance. So you've essentially paid double for what you bought. So you owe now $20,000. That's just the interest. So 20% in interest. This is why credit cards are so bad. So this is why, the old saying, the rich get rich and the poor get poorer, because of things like this. And a lot of people don't even know this stuff because they've never heard it. So this is why again, part of my mission on this channel is just to help as many people as I can. A lot of the help is just knowledge, just knowing how stuff works. So, if this is you, just, if anything, just stop using them and just go to a cash system. Just use your debit card or just use your cash and just stop using the credit card, because if you think you're surviving just on the credit cards, you're actually paying more, because when you go to the grocery store and you spend $100 on food, you're actually spending $150 or $200 on food, because the interest, you're actually spending more money for food. So spending more money for food is the worst thing you can do. So if anything, use your debit card or use a cash system, because spending more money for food is not the answer. It's the worst thing you can do. So, you can let me know your thoughts here in the comment section, but this is what a debt counselor would tell you. Or if you go to a paid debt counselor and they're going to charge you money to do this, the first thing they're going to tell you. And remember, credit card interest is only going to get worse. It's only going to get higher from here on out. In fact, here's what Robert Herjavec, multi-millionaire, I'm not sure if he's a billionaire or not, from Shark Tank. You ever watch Shark Tank? I love that show. Absolutely best show. Here's what he has to say here, in an interview here. Check this out.
I don't know if we're going into a nasty recession. And it's funny, I saw the video. I couldn't agree with it more. That's exactly what I think. I think that I worry more about the Fed and this maniacal drive with interest rates than I do with the actual interest rates.
Maniacal. That is a very strong word.
It is a strong word. Is there any reason why we need to get up 75 basis points in the last rate?
Yeah, they've got to demonstrate their credibility.
No, I know. And I do think that the inflation rate was starting to stabilize a little bit on its own. I'm not undermining the effect of inflation. And there's certainly people out there that are hurting. Bread is up. Basic staples and consumer goods are up. But I don't think we need to raise interest rates at the level we're at. So I worry about that because the economy is strong. People are spending. But I worry we're going to hit a wall and the interest rates are going to catch up to us, and the whole thing is just going to stop.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we're at that wall. I think we've hit that wall. Credit card interest rates, the highest they've ever been. They're going to go even higher now. Mortgage rates at, what are they at? A 20-year high. Those are going to be going even higher. So what are we going to reach? 25, 30-year highs. We're already seeing mortgage demand at 25-year lows. We're seeing the same thing here with car rates. People stop buying cars because cars got more and more expensive because of interest rates. So we're also seeing the same thing with electricity, with gas, natural gas, home heating gas, already double or triple what it was before the Ukraine war started. And again, I get everybody has a slightly different political opinion on this, but the reality of it is that the facts are it's more expensive. So, Russia has basically cut off their supply to all of Europe, most of Europe, and the price is now double or more of what it was 6 months or so ago. So just the shortage in the market has caused the worldwide price to spike. And we're seeing inflation everywhere. Look at the UK, over 10% inflation. Inflation is everywhere. High gas prices are everywhere. And everybody's trying to struggle with this. I guess we could look at the bright side here and say that inflation could be as bad as Turkey, that is 83%. That would literally mean that your money is worth 83% less in 1 year. Not 8% less, 83% less. How are they even surviving on this? It's got to be a total economic collapse. The UK is having massive problems at 10%. We think we're having problems at 8%. Can you imagine 83%? What are they even going to do? And the question is, what's next for us here in the United States? You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here. So make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon. It's completely free to do so. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with anybody you know, your friends or family that needs to hear this information. Because a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people don't know about this stuff. And a lot of people need to hear this stuff. So you can click here to watch my newest video about checks that are actually going out to millions of people that a lot of people don't know about here as well. And you can click here to watch my newest video about what Russia just did to Alaska as well. So just click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.